And I'll check the sound here. Let's see if we're live yet. Okay, let's see. I think we're live. Let's see. Check. Yep. We are live. Ahora tú habla. Let's see.
Hi, good afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Sounds great.
Okay.
Okay, sound check done.
Me recuesto, ¿cierto? Me
Yeah,
puedo
you're fine. No, yeah,
okay.
you're good. You're good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we are live. What's up, everybody? My name is Andrew. This is the Medellin Buzz live show. Every Friday at 6 p.m. we go live here. And lately I've been having guests to interview. Today we are interviewing Angela. How are you, Angela?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here, being part of this live. Thank you
Awesome.
so much for having me.
Awesome. You'll want to get a little closer to here.
Okay.
Yeah.
There.
Like you could scoot in a little bit. There you go.
Ay.
Yeah, like usually like the rule is a fist away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like
Acá.
the rule
Ay.
of broadcasting.
Okay.
I
Gotcha.
did take one broadcasting course in June. It was like community college
Wow.
years ago.
Wow,
Years
you
ago.
never know what things are going to
I
be
know.
helpful.
It's so crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, so we are interviewing Angela, and Angela, she works for a health insurance company here, and she promotes health insurance, and she works mostly with foreigners, right?
Yes, mostly with foreigners, expats, foreigners wanting to come move to Colombia. I really assist them in all their insurance needs, whether it's health insurance, any type of insurance. I'm always available, and the fact that I speak fluently makes it really easier for you guys.
Right. Yeah. And before we get started, Angela, I want to note something. There was a very tragic event that happened today. It's a story that I've been following since last week. There was an American Airlines steward. How do you say steward? Azafata in Spanish.
Flight attendant.
Flight attendant. Thank
Flight
you.
attendant.
There was a American Airlines flight attendant that came down here last week. He was on a layover, and he was partying out late at night, and he wasn't found the next day. His coworker said that she was dizzy, that she was somehow got split away from him and the other people that I guess were locals, but they didn't know very well. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, they didn't find him until today, and he was found dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
So sad.
Such a sad story
my
because,
God.
Usually you hear people that get in that type of trouble, that get, drugged, robbed, overdosed, and some of them pass away. Most of them don't, but some do, and that's what really makes the news. It's usually people that are looking for prostitutes or easy pickups on Tinder, but he wasn't doing any of that. He's doing what many of us Colombians even have done for years, which is party in Provenza and then go to an after hours and hang out. And sometimes you meet people and you just hang out with them and party with them, and that's what happened. So it's a sad state of affair. Before we get to that, we will talk about that later in the show. So if you do have questions about that, make sure to hold off. For now, Angela, introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Angela Berrio. I've been an insurance agent for now like almost 18 years. My main focus are foreigners. I love foreigners. The fact that I speak English makes it so much easier for all of you to understand the insurance language in Colombia, understand absolutely every detail, what our policies cover. I help you navigate the system. I'm very customer service oriented, so I've done very well, and I always welcome everyone to reach out and ask questions and contact me.
Right. Yeah. And I've known Angela for a little bit now, and I've referred many clients to her, and all of them have told me the same thing, that they love working with you because you give them like American style customer service
Right.
for a Colombian service.
Exactly.
Which is
exactly.
pretty rare out here. And I think that's why we are successful, though. You're successful with health insurance. We're successful with relocation and real estate because of that quickness, that
We're
passion.
right, the passion, efficient. Like, I'm gonna say a little joke. It's funny. I've had clients that come to me and say, "What does ahorita mean?" Colombians are used to telling you ahorita, and ahorita is when. When are you returning the call? And they might not even return the call, but that's not me. That's not Andrew. We're very efficient, and I like the customer service, to give out customer service that I expect to get in return from wherever I go for services or buying stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And she's one of those people that you'll give a lot of information for free. Like you'll answer calls, you'll answer questions, educate people, that's why I told her you need to make a YouTube channel, because all that time that you spend with clients informing them, you can spend making a channel and videos informing people, and then they come to you already informed.
I have to do that.
Yes.
I have to do because
I'll help you with that. Don't worry.
Because I like to orient people, and I don't really rush anybody. I don't mind spending a half hour on a conversation. Really, I do it out of my heart. Because again, like Andrew said something really important, I'm passionate about what I do. So yeah, I'll do the YouTube. Why not?
You have to do it. I think it's because it's such a big topic. Healthcare is a big topic for a lot of foreigners, because in their countries, healthcare is inefficient. It costs an arm and a leg. Before I get to some questions, I'm curious, how do you know English so well? You speak it basically like a native.
Well, thank you. Well, I grew up in the United States. I was 7 years old when my parents took me to the U.S. Actually, I grew up in Miami with all Latinos, Cubanos, Puertorriqueños. But still, I went to school. I did my elementary, junior high. I went to Nova Southeastern. I lived there a good part of my life, and then I got this opportunity. I'm very good for sales. I'm very good for relating to people and public relations. So I love what I do, and this was an opportunity, and I wanted always to come back to live in Colombia. This is my country. This is where I was born, and I just love it here.
Excellent. Antonio del Rey, we will get to your question here in a moment, because it's one of the topics that we're covering. So tell me, why do so many people look to Colombia for healthcare?
Colombia's become very popular and very strong on our health system. We have very good facilities, modern facilities. Our doctors are very dedicated in studying and really knowing what they do, depending on what specialty they focus on or what they graduated from. But that's one of the reasons, because it's lower cost. Because Colombia is very easy strategically to fly to Colombia. It's just a few hours. So it's easy for anybody in the United States, especially if you're in Florida or close to Colombia. That makes it very attractive. The cost, the way of living, how strong the healthcare system is in Colombia, and how modern and well-educated the doctors are.
Yeah. And one of the questions that I had, and I agree with you, because I've been in the system for 16 years. I've been here for 16 years. I've had private.
Almost like me.
Yeah, I've had private health insurance for about 10 of those years, of the 16 years. And even my father, he had surgery down here. He had prostate surgeries. My grandmother just passed away, so we went through that whole thing through the Colombian system. So it was very interesting to see all of the aspects, not only from I sprained my ankle one time playing basketball, broke my hand one time. I do physical therapy now through through Sura.
It's very amazing.
It's awesome. And I have like a foot problem, which is, I forget the name of it. It's not plantar. It just hurts on the bottom of my foot. So I do therapy.
Plantitis.
Yeah, but it's not on the planta. It's like in the middle. It's weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that I do therapy for that. So, and then now I have a kid and a family, so we're all on that, and obviously the pediatrician is there. So I know that the Colombian system is amazing, and it's like a quarter, if maybe less than a quarter cheaper than what it is in the United States. That being said, health insurance has become more important for me at over 40. And I think, having a relocation company, I see more people over 40 coming to Colombia, not just to visit, but to get their teeth done.
I agree.
Get their, see a dermatologist. Not even just like big things. Maybe just get their physical done. Their
preventive,
checkup,
a lot of preventive care.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I see that a lot. Like you're right on the age that usually you see foreigners or expats living and really establishing themselves in Colombia is between age 40 and over. Some younger, but mainly over 40, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. As far as Medellin being, in your opinion, is Medellin still, because Medellin 10 years ago was an amazing place for someone to come that was a retiree or an older expat to come and retire and live. Mm-hmm. Do you think Medellin is still that for older expats or retirees?
Definitely yes. Many reasons I wouldn't end in an hour telling you the reasons why. But number one, Medellin is a very friendly city. It's very green. It's walkable. The weather is like, wow, amazing. It's like springtime all year, even though we've been having some rain. People are very friendly. They are Colombians, especially in Medellin. Paisas are very helpful, wanting to direct you on the right direction. They become like your family. If you create if you're in a neighborhood and you know your neighbor, and then they want to welcome you, we're very welcoming. Paisas are very welcoming. So I think that's a very healthy way of living. I feel that in the United States, everybody's so busy working. And you live to work. And it's difficult for an elderly person in the U.S. I think it's still friendly and very, it's walkable. 90% of my clients don't even have a car. They don't plan on having a car. They walk. So that's healthy. And the other thing about that I was going to mention, I have so many clients that sometimes they come to me a bit overweight and they lose weight. Just not even dieting. It's just the way we eat. It's very natural. It's very green. It's not processed. We're very into the healthy, wanting everything very healthy. And so that's very helpful as well.
Yeah. That actually goes well with what Shersha asked. Does Medellin have a good fitness culture? Like a place with passionate people? And I think the answer to that is yes. I go to the gym pretty much almost every day. The only days that I don't go to the gym is like Sunday. Sometimes I don't go Saturday, but I see the same people every day. If I go at different hours, and it's the same people at those hours that I see. Very passionate. And not only that, we have ciclovia every Sunday. Ciclovia, beautiful. They shut down major roads across the entire city so people could do exercise on Sunday mornings from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. That's how passionate they are about fitness and about health culture here, which is very refreshing because in the United States, I never saw that. Like it was Southern California, most people are very self-conscious or at least conscious of their bodies. And I think they're a little bit healthier than the rest of the country, but still, it's nothing compared to what like Medellin is like. And yet, the gym culture is newer here because I remember when I got here in 2010, there were only like private gyms, right? There weren't these big smart fit gyms that were cheap for everybody. They were just like for people that had money, right? Exactly.
And about the fitness and health, in our community, in our healthcare system, we have now something called functional medicine. So functional medicine is something that focuses a lot, and you probably know, on how to find the root and not just prescribe like you're used to in the United States. You know, doctors are ready to prescribe, take this, take that, drink this, go to the pharmacy, and you make the pharmacy rich, and then these medicines can even cause you other troubles instead of really focusing and looking into why are you suffering, why do you have this pain, why do you have this digestive problem, what are you eating? So that's why I love it here. And we have so many supermarkets. There are little tiny supermarkets that are all focused on gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, and they're really, you read the label and they're not lying to you. So it's really nice in that regard.
Yeah, that is nice. I did notice also that the doctors here, you actually see the doctor. You don't go into like a waiting room and then go into the doctor's office, but then the nurse comes in and then the doctor comes in like super fast, does his check and then leaves. And then you're stuck with the nurse again. Here, the nurse may greet you and do like your vitals and stuff, but the doctor's there the whole time. And then when you're done, he sits at the desk and you sit next to him, and then he does the report with you next to him, which I thought was amazing because I'm like, are you the doctor? When I first did it, I'm like, why are you here with me? Aren't you like supposed to be like some important royalty that I can never talk to? And he's like, no, here's my WhatsApp number. I'm like, WhatsApp? I can WhatsApp you whenever? Aren't you afraid that like everybody's just going to be like, oh, my toe is hurting? He's like, no.
Amazing.
Yeah, they actually want you to get better so you don't come back. In the United States, they want you to come back.
Actually, now that you're saying that, I just had a coffee with a client. And my clients become friends, and I love, let's go out for coffee, and then we have a conversation about Colombia, blah, blah. And I was telling him, why didn't you have the lab work ordered from this doctor? And he goes, because I'm used to in the United States, the doctor tells you what I need to do. And I'm like, no, when I go to my doctor in Colombia, I tell the doctor, I'm in power of my health, and I tell my doctor what tests I want. It's not like, and he was scared to ask the doctor thinking that it's like the United States. Here, you have to be empowered about your health, and you can ask your doctor, and I encourage all my clients, listen, don't only buy the policy and wait until you're sick or you're ill or you have an accident, God forbid. Use it for your preventive care and ask him, I want my blood work. I want all my levels of vitamins, minerals checked, and you're empowered to do that.
Yeah. Rodrigo asks, does Colombia have good stem cell clinics? ISO certified donor stem cells are illegal in the U.S., and I believe in Colombia exploits this business opportunity. The answer is yes, because I've actually interviewed someone that works for a stem cell company called Stem Cells Colombia. I have that interview on my channel in the video section. You can look that up. But that's a good question about coverage. So let's get into like the meat and potatoes.
Okay.
Price and coverage. How much does private insurance cost here?
Depending on the age, but let's say somebody between, 40, 50, or even a little bit more, depending on the plan, because we have two different plans. It could range from $200 a month, $250 to $400. You might say, wow, that's a big range. But again, depends on the plan, depends on the age. Where I'm giving you a huge range between 50 and 60-year-old. But that's approximately what you can expect.
200 to 400?
Yes, to 450, something like that.
Okay. What about someone like that is 30 or 40?
It could be less than 200 a month.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I know. I say really.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
You're young, and yes.
I pay what? Well, even with my kid and Manuela, we pay about $3,400 for the entire year for the three of us.
Imagine that.
Which is usually what some people would pay in like 2 months, at 46.
Our policies, if you guys are maybe familiar with Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO, which is comprehensive, that's how our policies are. But the good thing about our policies is that we don't handle any out-of-pocket deductibles at all. All goes with a copay of $15 each time you go to the doctor, unlimited. You go to specialists without referrals, best hospitals in the country, private room, everything. Everything is covered for.
Awesome. Hey, Roderick, how's it going? Thank you. Angela is great. She literally just gave me this advice to take charge of my health with my doctor today. Roderick. Squishy Plum, thank you for the $5 donation. Appreciate it. Someone asked, Ches, what's up, Ches? I noticed that there's usually a crowd outside of hospitals until guards at the entrance let you in. Is this just the public health care? I imagine Suda is more professional.
I'm imagining that you saw that in a public hospital for public EPS. It's called EPS. E as in Edward, P as in Peter, S as in Sam, EPS in Spanish. And that's the government public insurance where some people cannot afford the private one, and they're stuck just there waiting to be let in, taken care of. Honestly, in the EPS, I'm going to go a little bit ahead of myself.
Yeah.
This is terrible to say, but you have to be dying for them to really take you into the emergency. Like you're bleeding, right? I'm not lying. It's true.
I've heard horror stories. It's kind of the same as in many other countries where the public health insurance is just not great. And here it's not great. I don't suggest that you come and get public health insurance. Next question is, what does a good plan usually cover?
Both of our plans will cover you for unlimited doctor's visits, specialists. We have a wide phone book directory of providers. I'll be there to assist you, help you navigate it. And like my client Roderick just said, I also do a courtesy and try to help you get you into an appointment to a bilingual internista, which is better than a general. And I said to Roderick, listen, you go there and you have these people write you all your orders for your preventive care. So it covers you that. It covers you eye doctor, ophthalmologist, optometrist, or cardiologist, any kind of doctor with a copay. Again, you are entitled to be in any of our best hospitals in Colombian territory. In Bogota, we have Santa Fe, which is very famous. In Medellin, Pablo Tobón Uribe, which is it's ranked among the best hospitals in Latin America. Emergency room, intensive unit care. We cover organ transplant. Even for you and the donor, if there's a donor for the organ, we cover lower and upper body prosthetic, any treatment of illnesses like cancer, radiology, chemotherapy, side effects from chemo, just dialysis, everything. Everything is covered. Oh, and physical therapy, like you were saying.
Yeah.
I have clients that have had knee surgery, and he was telling me, oh my God, I went to a pain doctor who is amazing in Oviedo. Then I have my physical therapy provider from Suda comes to the convenience of my home and does the physical therapy if I want to. We have blood lab work providers that go to your home. We really pamper. Colombians are very spoiled. And then when Americans or foreigners come here, they just can't believe of all these services. It's amazing.
Awesome. Okay, so that's what it does cover. What about what do these private plans not cover?
If somebody comes into the policy with a serious pre-existing, they might not. They might. It all depends, and that's why you have me to have an initial interview where I will explain and go over the facts with you. And I'm very transparent, and I always will tell you right off, like from the book, what it covers, what it doesn't cover.
Okay. What do you think is like one big mistake that people make when they come to Colombia and they're dealing with health insurance?
Being cheap.
Being cheap, okay.
Not wanting insurance, not wanting to pay, or a lot of clients, especially guys, come to me and say, "I never get sick. I'm very healthy. I'm very healthy." But then I try to explain.
That was me.
And then I try to explain to them, "Listen, what if a car hits you?
Yeah. What if a dog bites you?"
I had a client today, right? I have a client
today?
Yes, today.
He got bit by a dog?
He sent me a picture with his leg bleeding. The dog, right?
This is not funny. Okay.
A German Shepherd, and he called me from the hospital. He wrote to me, and when I saw the picture, I immediately called them. And I said to him, transfer me to the front desk of the hospital. That's how I am. I want to go there and help my client. And I'm like, I talked to the front desk to make sure he was taken care of, to make sure they understood he had a policy, because sometimes the language could be a barrier and you're nervous. I mean, when these things happen, you can even forget the Spanish you learned. And he was taking care. I just followed up when on my way to Andrew and say, hey, Steven, how are you feeling? And he's going, oh, thank you for following up. Yeah, they took care of me. I'm back home, blah, blah, blah. But it covers accidents, everything. I mean, you need to have insurance. Why not? I mean, you never know.
What is the difference between private and EPS, the public health insurance?
Huge. Private is efficient. It's timely. You have an agent that you can talk to. An EPS is like calling an 800 number and see who answers the phone. An EPS, if you say, for example, you need something to be checked off and you need an MRI, you're going to have to wait a long time for that to be approved. And by the time you wait, that might get worse. On the private, it's like this.
Okay.
You get it? And you have private room. In an EPS, if you're hospitalized, you're sharing a room with other people that you don't even know. Again, if you're in the emergency, you better be like, this sounds really awful, but like bleeding for them to take care of you, because they have so much people. It's the whole population in Colombia with lower income that cannot afford the private, that they're stuck with this.
Can somebody, have you ever heard of anybody like combining both, like getting like a lower private health insurance and also getting EPS?
Yes. It is said that by law, when a person, whether it's a foreigner or a Colombian, is living in Colombia permanently more than 180 days and has a cédula, by law, even if you have the insurance we're talking about today, which is private and complementary to the EPS, you should have EPS by law. But sometimes many of my clients don't bother in having the EPS. Some do. Why would it be smart to have both? If you're living in Colombia and you travel a lot abroad for vacation or for pleasure, having EPS and residency being Colombia for you, if you have EPS, you're entitled to access the portion of our policies that we have for travel where they cover you for accidents and emergencies while you travel abroad. That's one of the huge reasons.
Okay. Jason has a good question. I don't know if you'll be able to answer this here. You might need to do a consultation with him, but he asks, so a 55-year-old with hypertension and ADD2 on insurance policy. I'm assuming that he's asking if he would be covered for hypertension and ADD. ADD is like attention deficit disorder?
They would probably, yes. Hypertension is not a biggie anymore. It's not a biggie, to be honest with you. But on the ADD, they might ask for medical history that you have from the U.S., if you're in the U.S., and we can work on that.
Okay. Cool. Chaz says, I already chatted with Angie on WhatsApp a while back. Nice. Steve. Oh, there's Stephen Bradley. You mentioned him. We were talking about you,
hey,
Stephen.
Steve.
Were your ears ringing? What do you say when someone's talking about you?
Mi tengo la oreja caliente.
Oh, your ear's hot. In English, it's like your ear's ringing, right?
Right.
He says, I'll be using Angie soon enough, Steve. All right. Okay, next question is about emergencies. What happens? Well, you just mentioned the dog incident. I can't believe I mentioned that, and you're like, I have
the picture. I'm going to show you the picture.
I don't know if I want to see this.
No, you don't want to.
The dog bit him, just bit him, or?
Oh, the dog. He was walking, and there was a walker, a dog walker. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure if you
like a helper, like a helper.
How do you say that? The people that walk dogs.
Oh, the dog walker.
The dog walker. He was a few dogs, and he didn't have the dog with the muzzle. Right. And he was a German Shepherd. And the dog grabbed his leg and wouldn't let go of his leg.
Oh, man.
So the owners were close by and had to run and help him. And they drove him back to the hospital. That's where he let me know, I'm in the hospital. I immediately called. And emergencies are immediate. We also have in the policy an emergency line. I don't know if you use it, especially with your girl, with your baby, with your daughter. That happens a lot. And you can call and they send you a doctor to your home to see what's going on, if you need an ambulance to be taken to a hospital or to take care of a minor emergency. We have very good service.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, for us, the pregnancy was like
I love
really easy.
Yes, it's amazing.
Like super easy for us. We went to out of UPV actually. And the facility was amazing. She stayed there overnight and had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They even gave me food. I was like, what? No, like,
how much did you pay when you left the hospital?
Oh, like
zero?
No, it was like $4. It was like $4. It was like,
zero.
Like 16,000 pesos. Like
it's not like in the U.S. when they say, okay, come here for your bill.
Yeah, like so that happened. So the nurse or whoever at the front desk are like, oh, you have to pay the bill now. I'm like, I was not prepared for this. I'm like, oh, wait, I have private health insurance. What's going on? And she's like, here's your bill. And I'm like, oh my God, 16,000 pesos. And it was like $4 back then because it was 4 to 1. I was like,
probably for coffee or water. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it's amazing. I love our system. Health is amazing.
Here's a good question. So let's say that guy that got bit by the dog.
Okay.
He went to the emergency. Obviously, that's covered. Let's say now he needs, after his stitches and everything, he's going to need like plastic surgery. Would that be covered?
Definitely. Everything. He's totally covered. 100%.
Wow.
Covered.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, before I get to the next question, Jason asks a really good question. Can someone without a cedula get private health insurance?
Oh, I'm so happy you brought that up, Jason. There's a lot of confusion and misconception, or maybe that's why I need the YouTube channel to educate and tell you guys, anybody with a passport can enroll under our private policies, any of our two plans. I've had clients now that are very worried. In the United States, we know that the health system is becoming very difficult, very expensive, and not affordable. I know that in the US, I used to get jobs where I worked just to know that they would pay for my health insurance. And I probably was unhappy at that particular job, but I needed the health insurance. So that's really sad. And you can enroll and come here and use it for all your preventive care, for any treatments, for absolutely everything. While over there, you might have, I guess, the minimum $2,000 out of pocket, $4,000. I've heard $10,000 out of pocket. I mean, with that money, you come here and spend the whole year and get checked, right?
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I was going to ask that. So you have clients that will get like the private health insurance. By the way, for those of you guys that are just joining, Angela is a health insurance specialist out here. She's an agent for Suda, the biggest health insurance company out here. And she does all types of insurance, not just health insurance. But today we're talking about health insurance. If you're over 50, you can expect to pay over $250 a month, depending on your age.
Exactly. You already know a lot.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm trying to be helpful here. Okay, so what is something that people think is covered that is not covered?
Pre-existings, and sometimes I find overweight.
Oh, like obesity.
Because the companies
treatment for obese people, which would be probably a lot of like prescription drugs and
no, like if you we look at the index max percentage of the person,
like the body mass index?
Yeah, body mass percentage, and then is that called that way?
Yeah,
or?
BMI.
Right,
body
BMI,
index,
exactly. Yeah. So, anyways, there's a range that we have, and if you're over that, very over that, we're gonna have to wait for you to lose a little bit of weight, and then consider you.
Well, hopefully you lose weight when you come to Medellin.
You do.
Yeah,
everybody does. I had
weight.
a client. He's so beautiful. He's from Colorado. He's an older guy. I'm talking to you about 10 years ago. He was one of my first clients. So I walk with him to Suda. At that time, they used to do a physical. Like now, it's so easy. If you don't have any pre-existings, nothing to declare, you in 2 days you have a policy. Just like that. But with him, during that time, much before COVID, I walk in with him to the clinic at Suda. They made all these tests. He didn't have to pay. And they found that he was overweight. And he's like, he looks at me and he says, you know what? I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to come back. He did. A year after, he came back to me. He's in the policy and he's been in it for all this time. So there's not always a negative to it. You can always, accomplish it.
Imagine that. He lost weight. That's great.
Yeah,
That's
it was a good thing,
yeah.
right? They encouraged him for something healthy.
Yeah, and now he's covered.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Okay, so we talked about don't be cheap out here with your health insurance.
No.
Get the policy. It's for your own good. Or at least do like the combo, right?
Right.
Get the lower tier policy, because how many policies are there?
We have, on the top tier, we have Clásico and Global, which are the top policies.
The two top tier?
And there's where I can enroll you with a passport.
Okay, so I think I have the Clásico.
Okay, you're in a very good plan. But then if someone older that cannot afford it, but has EPS, because has a cédula.
Okay, so they have the free version.
I can put him in a lower tier policy.
Oh, really?
That will cover like certain certain diagnostics, certain labs. But the only thing is that you will be having any hospitalization or emergency will be handled through the same hospitals of EPS.
Oh,
it
not
just
the
gives you
ones.
no, not the private ones.
Okay. But you do get like a level up.
Right, you get a level up. Okay. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So if you are on a budget, you can still make it work.
You can make it work
Okay.
with me.
Yeah.
I'll make it work.
Yeah, she'll make it work. Okay. I think you need to talk to my parents, actually.
Yeah.
You haven't met my dad, have you?
I know.
No, yeah.
Now we came back with 60 más.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you definitely need to talk to my dad and my mom.
Definitely.
About that. Okay. Okay, so we talked about emergencies. Okay, great. Now let's talk about something important, what we started the broadcast with, which was this guy that came down here who, I forget his name, sorry, but rest in peace to him. They found his body today. He was drugged and robbed.
That's really sad. Oh, my God.
Have you ever had a client that was drugged and robbed out here?
Out of all the years, to be honest with you, one client. He called me and he told me that he had lost absolutely everything. And this was something really he wasn't partying. It wasn't at night. He went for coffee, and he met a girl.
He met the girl at the coffee?
He met the girl at the coffee. And
That's weird.
yes, and she seemed very well dressed, like he said, very, like professional. And they started talking. I guess she earned his trust. And he felt okay. He probably liked her and invited her to his apartment. That's a big no. Big no. Not bringing anybody to your apartment. So he woke up the next day. No cell phone, no laptops, no credit cards, his wallet lost. And he said, I'm thankful I'm alive, because if they overdose you, you can die.
Wow.
It's called escopolamina.
Escopolamina, yeah.
Right. So I always suggest my clients, don't do that. Don't bring, you don't know this person. And if you go out, guys, go out with your friends. Don't go out alone. Stick together. Don't be careless, because it's just being safe here or anywhere in the world. Things happen.
So that's an emergency. The EPS,
the Sura, yes, definitely.
Wow.
If you need to be checked and you feel something happened to you, you're dizzy, you walk in without being shy. I think they gave me some drugs last night. I need to be checked, and you walk into the emergency room. Definitely.
Yeah. So in your opinion, is Medellin dangerous?
It depends on what plan you guys come to Colombia with. If you come here to have a quiet living and have fun, be safe, be healthy, and go to the gym, eat well, you go for dinner. I go out at night. I love going out at night. But it depends where you go. You got to be, there's a saying in Colombia, especially in Medellin, no des papaya. Right?
Yeah.
No des papaya. Don't be careless.
Yeah.
Don't be careless. You got to be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like some people say that don't no des papaya is like victim blaming, right?
Right.
And I think it is. Obviously, it is victim blaming by Colombians creating this phrase, because they know that the police are not efficient.
Right.
The government lies, cheats, and steals.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, we have to blame the victim for not knowing this. You know that the police are not going to help you. You know there are bad people out there. So don't make yourself an easy target. And nowadays, it seems like just by going out to party at night and then going to like an amanecedero, like this guy did, like an after hours, and meeting strangers is dando papaya. Where in most countries, I don't know most countries, but many countries that our clients come from, that would be just like an innocent night out. You're going out for fun. I mean, you never think that you would not return because someone's going to kill you.
Right.
Unless if you're going to school in the United States as a child, you might not come back, but that's a different story.
Yeah, there's a lot of violence.
We don't victim blame the kids, but they also don't do anything about gun laws. So that's a whole other thing. But I guess I'm trying to put things into perspective, that things can happen to you if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Totally.
There are things that you can do to prevent it, and sometimes you could do all the right things, but you could still get bitten by someone.
Actually, it's not just foreigners that are there that people are looking for to do bad to you. I have a very close friend who her brother, just exactly like the flight attendant, innocent. He was with his friends. I guess his friends wanted to go home. He stayed there, disappeared, found dead. Colombian. So it's just a matter of knowing and being coherent and knowing, okay, how many drinks am I going to have? Am I taking care of my drink? And, being sober, no?
Yeah.
And not going over your limits and knowing what you're doing and who you are with, and not trusting so easily,
Yeah. Yeah. And let me ask you this, because you went to the United States when you were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been living in Colombia?
17 years.
Okay, in those 17 years, and even before, had you heard of people getting drugged, like Colombians being drugged, like in the news when you were a kid? Because I remember that when I was a kid. I knew that it was a thing in Colombia.
Yes.
Even before the
Now
tourism.
that you brought it up, yes.
Even before the tourism
Colombians,
boom, we
totally.
all know about what burundanga is.
Uh-huh.
It's now become popular because it's happening to foreigners. and it's being reported, but this has been going on for
It's true.
decades, if not maybe 50 years, because we left Colombia like 40 years ago, in 1985. And my parents already knew what burundanga was. They already knew what escopolamina was, and people.
I remember that
and
word
that was
from my
happening
mom.
in the
yes.
80s, and maybe even in the 70s, because my parents remembered it, and we left in 85. So this is not something new to Colombia. And a good question is like, okay, if all this stuff happens, and you have to be worried when you go out and stuff, why would you want to live in Colombia? Why would you want to come here as a foreigner and live here?
Because if you're coming for the right reasons, because you want to retire, because you want to have the tranquility, because you want to have the peace, because you want to have the green, because you want to have good people around you. We are very good people. It's just a few that take advantage. But like Andrew is saying, is forever. And you find that in New York, and you can find that in Miami if you go to the wrong neighborhood and party. You never know. But there's so many reasons. I won't leave Colombia right now. If you were to ask me, do you want to go back to the States? No. Yeah. I live here so happily. I have so much time for myself. I have so much time to talk to people, to friends, to my neighbors. I'm just in the right place. I'm not here to party or go out at night. I go out to dinner. I love having dinner. We have great gastronomy here. But just if you're here just to party, you better be careful and look for the right crowd.
Yeah, I've been here for 16 years. I've never been robbed. I've never even been
You were just in Bogota
at the Stereo Picnic. Yeah.
How was it?
Oh, it was awesome. So fun. Yeah.
It's beautiful,
The only people that got drugged there are the ones that were doing it to themselves.
Right, but no, it's safe. It is safe. You find
that's the
safe.
thing. Like, I've been here, and when I was younger, when I got here, when I was 28 years old, I partied a lot. I went out a lot. But, I think as Colombians, we grow up with this thing in the back of our mind. I grew up in some of the safest neighborhoods in the world at the time. In the 90s, I lived in Mission Viejo. My parents made enough money through their small businesses that we were able to buy a house in Mission Viejo, which was voted rated the safest neighborhood in the entire world at the time.
Wow.
Yet my mom wouldn't let me bring people to the house or me go to their house because
she was cautious.
She's like, I don't know them. And then I made friends and had a best friend, and I could go to his house because they knew their family and stuff. But it was anybody else, it was like a no. And so I grew up with that. And I was always like, but why? And then when I came to Colombia, I'm like, oh, I know why now. Mm-hmm. Because we come from a very violent past. And we don't trust people easily. Even though we're friendly, we don't trust them.
We're very overprotective. That's why we become, but we don't trust 100%.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I've never met a woman out dancing or whatever and brought her back home immediately. Well, I've never met a woman that wanted to come back. But even if that did happen,
and you know what?
I wouldn't bring her back.
I've heard, and we should confirm this. I've heard that because it's happening so much to Americans and expats or foreigners that come here and they want to date, but I hope you want to date a good person, not go to the wrong person. That's what happens. But then I've heard that the porteros, like the security guards have a rule now in certain buildings where, say, for example, I'm just going to make up a hypothetical name, Joe is here. He rented the apartment at this place, and the security guard already knows Joe that he's American. If at night he's walking in with some girl, he's not going to let him walk in with anybody, no stranger. And I think that's really protecting the person. I mean, obviously. So I heard that, and I'm like, that's a great rule.
Or at least take their IDs, right? Like take the ID, take the picture of the person, or at least look into the camera type thing. Like our porteria does that. They take the ID. And then they'll like have a camera and register them in. So that I think that's really good for the security here. But yeah, that's amazing that some places are taking those measures. Good question by DJ Banny. Are you familiar with what HIPAA laws are in the United States?
No.
HIPAA's like laws with your information, your health information, not becoming public.
Okay.
There are laws that companies, even marketing companies, I know because we do digital marketing, and we did digital marketing for mental health facilities in the United States.
Oh, okay.
So their websites have to abide by certain laws, HIPAA laws, that not everybody in the company can have access to, like the database,
It's private information.
How does private health information get handled here? Are there laws that protect your information here?
There are laws. Even like example, Suda, the company I represent, and by the way, Suda has been now 85 years providing insurance services throughout the whole country. That's why it's the top provider. And we're also in Panama, Puerto Rico, and other countries, so that you know. So it's a very strong company. Suda is a provider for private, what we're talking about, which is our focus on our life today, and public EPS, we're also a provider. It's hard to understand, but anyways, we're providers for those two channels. And if, for example, I have one client that is trying to go back to the private, and he has EPS, he's an older guy, and they asked me for medical history, like his cholesterol, triglycerides, what else, and a medical checkup. They could have gone to EPS because he's from EPS and being Suda and get the records. No, he has to be the one to provide those.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how we are here. That's a great example.
Yeah. Okay. And what about, here's another one. Let me see. Condor says that he lived in Mission Viejo too. Nice. HIPAA laws. Yeah, we just went over that. Okay. Jason says, I feel way safer in Medellin than New York, Chicago, Philly, Detroit, LA, etc. I've been to all these cities, and that is my honest opinion from years of visiting Medellin. Yeah, again, I think Jason.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely true. I mean, I have a whole relocation service called Medellin Masterclass, and we sell real estate to foreigners through the Medellin Living Real Estate Company, and none of the people that we've had in the master class, we have over 50 members now, and none of the people that we've ever sold a property to, at least to my knowledge, has ever gotten in trouble, meaning getting drugged, overdosed,
or robbed, or anything.
But it's because we've attracted, I think, the right people. I mean, it's like you're kind of like attract
I agree.
who you are, right? It's so we're not like the party vibes, so it's not like we're doing tours of strip clubs and all that. We're like,
oh my God, that would be such a headache for you. If you
that could be a moneymaker, though.
Oh my God, but money
Angela,
with a lot of
we could do
headaches.
a tour of strip clubs. You handle the insurance, I'll handle the logistics.
They're not going to insure you.
That's not going to be insured. Okay.
That's not going to happen.
Okay, so daily life and aging, Angela. Is Medellin good for aging, do you think?
Yes, I love it here. It's walkable again. It's green. Laureles is an amazing neighborhood. Poblado, not Provesa because it's a party neighborhood, but there's so many places in El Poblado that are so green. The only thing that I find foreigners tell me when they're older is that they gotta walk up hills, go down hills.
Yeah,
it depends on your age. I love it because I do exercise and I love to walk up hills. But it's an amazing, amazing city. It's ranked the #1 and the happiest in the world.
Yeah, and you can see it when you come down here. I guess if you've never been to Medellin, you'll experience it when you get here. Immediately coming out of the tunnel and seeing the city.
Isn't it? The view?
Like, I've done it, I don't know how many times, probably hundreds, because I've traveled so much in and out. And every time I come through that tunnel and I come around the corner, whether it's rainy, whether it's sunny, whether it's night, whether it's day, morning, early morning, whatever, I get like the chills. I'm like, oh my God, this city is so beautiful.
Exactly, and we're from here. We're born here, and I'm like, oh, thank God. I love my city. I love these mountains, the lights. It's beautiful.
I do feel like Medellin is home for me. It'll always be my hub.
Exactly, I feel the same.
Yeah, and for aging, someone asked about stem cells. Sorry, I missed that question, but does Suda private health insurance cover stem cell?
No, we only cover anything that has to do with something that happens to you, you'd implant for. You got sick, you got diagnosed with cancer, heart attack, you need a organ transplant, you're in an accident, bit by a dog, like we explained. Anything that is surprising. But cosmetic or stem cells, or now that we're very famous on peptides.
Peptides, yeah.
Yeah, peptides. But eventually that might be starting to get covered in the future because it's something that is so popular that I know that our company evolves towards becoming better in their services. But right now, no.
Okay. That's good to know. Mm-hmm. So stem cell would just be out of pocket?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, didn't you say before in the first interview that you guys were working on something where you could direct them to doctors?
Okay. But good that you brought that up.
See, I remember things,
You're
guys.
good, you're good.
I didn't
I'm going to
fry my
have you
brain
as
when I was
my other agent insurance. Okay, so we do have medical tourism. And in medical tourism, if you're wanting to you don't want the insurance, you just want to come here for something specific,
Like
stem
aesthetic?
cells. Dental? Cosmetic, dental. We do a lot of dental.
Hair transplant?
Hair transplant.
Oh, I need that.
What else did you say the last time? Booty?
Oh, yeah, your booty. Get your Brazilian butt lift, your BBL, yes.
Anything. You come to me and I'll direct you. We have a team of a bilingual team that will direct you to the right doctor, right clinic. We supervise everything and we'll present a quote for whatever service you're needing.
Excellent. Okay, that's really good to know.
Yes.
So, by the way, guys, if you're just joining, she is an agent at Sura, has been doing this for years. If you want to get in touch with her, there's a link in the description to a form. You fill it out. Her or somebody on her team will reach out to you.
Exactly.
Okay, another question. So we've talked about the pros of living in Medellin. What are some of the cons, the negatives?
The negatives, I'm going to say my experience that I just had. I just moved from an apartment to another apartment, and it's been like a nightmare. I got to be honest. Trying to deal with the internet company. Even I'm Colombia, I speak Spanish, but they become so automatic in their service, automated.
Yeah.
That I'm always chatting with a robot, and I want to talk to a human being. That's me, and I don't get things done quickly as I want to. I get frustrated, and I think we need to improve in that. And I've heard that with other foreigners, and I try to help them, even though I don't sell internet, but I try to intervene just to make it easy for you guys, because I'm like, oh my God, I get you. This is terrible. But I think our systems, no, como the systems, we need to improve a little. Yes,
customer service.
They're not as fast as we are.
Yeah.
Like you talk to me today, and believe me, I'll probably say, oh, thank you for reaching out. I'll get to you tomorrow, but I don't leave you like hanging at all, ever.
Yeah, that's something that happens a lot here with Colombian culture. What's another con of living here, in your opinion?
If you come to live here, make sure you have good legal advice, that you have somebody legal backing you. And like if you're signing a contract, you're buying an apartment, you're buying a car, make sure you have a legal person looking at everything that you're doing. You don't know the language, number one. You don't know the laws in Colombia. So I really encourage you not to be cheap on that. Find a lawyer. They're not expensive. I'll refer you a lawyer who's bilingual and tell them, hey, read this contract. What else do I need to take in mind? I just bought a car, but I didn't know that the SOAT was expired. I get stopped by the cops and they're going to tow my car away. Things like that could happen. Last night happened to my client. You need to know the rules of where you're moving to.
Right. Yeah. What about, how do you feel about safety as just like normal life, walking down the street with a cell phone? Do you think it's dangerous for you?
I walk around all the time, and I'm like with my little book bag, but I have my cell here because people are talking to me. I've never had anything.
Yeah, but you only walk around in El Poblado, obviously.
Sí.
Yeah, so
Sí.
you wouldn't do that in
el downtown. No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So
No des papaya.
Yeah, walking around.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
don't
vlogged,
be careless. Yeah.
Yeah, I've vlogged with my stuff out, but I walk around the neighborhood.
You're in the gym and you're with yourself, but not. Yeah,
I'm not gonna go. I've done it downtown, but also it's different for me. I lived in downtown. I know what streets to go through and what streets to avoid downtown. But it's the same thing anywhere you go. I would do the same thing in Southern California. I wouldn't go into like South Central LA vlogging and be like, hey, what's up, guys? This is my life.
And the other thing that I've heard is like if you go to a coffee shop or a little bar or something, don't put your cell phone on the table. Don't be careless.
If you're new.
Yeah, just keep it in your front pocket.
Yeah.
If you're a guy or women in their purse, just don't show off with stuff.
Yeah. After a few months, you'll get a feel for it.
Right.
Yeah. It's like I've seen some foreigners. I work out of cafes all the time, and I'll see some foreigners, and you could tell that this is like their first time here. They'll go to the bathroom and leave their computer, cell phone, and everything on the table. And me and my sister or my brother or whoever I'm working there with will look at each other. We're like, at least ask somebody to watch your stuff.
Right.
Because I usually know everybody at the coffee shop. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to the bathroom. Can you watch my stuff? And people are like, yeah, fine, whatever.
Careless.
But but if you don't do that, someone can just
be
walk
cautious.
off with it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Is Medellin getting too expensive for locals?
Honestly, I love foreigners to keep coming to live in Colombia. This is my business, and that's who I tailor. But I've heard locals say, and in the news, actually, you read the newspaper, that it's become expensive because there's so much demand now for housing, for commodities, etc. I guess in the new future now they should create laws like we were talking to determine, okay, this could be an Airbnb zone. This is just a neighborhood, quiet neighborhood for locals, so that this doesn't, becomes outrageous.
Yeah, like have control for rents.
Right, right.
Yeah, I think they're doing that in some cities. I think they've definitely done that in New York. I think they're doing that also in Spain, like in Barcelona.
Barcelona was a big deal.
Yeah, but imagine, how long have New York and Barcelona been tourist destinations? For centuries. Medellin has been a tourist destination for like 2 days.
Right.
So
right.
we have a lot of growing to do, and we have a lot of planning
and a lot of learning.
And a lot of learning. We keep learning. So
yes, exactly.
Medellin is still in the infancy stage, I think, for this whole tourism thing. And right now is an important part for our government and our people to understand that we're in a pivotal moment, that we have to start implementing things now and putting ideas together in order to control this before it just gets out of control. And then you get, 20 years later, people protesting on the street, like in Mexico, in Barcelona,
I agree.
in New York, about rents going up, gentrification. We're not at that point yet, but I could see it getting there if the law doesn't do something about it, right?
You and I should have a meeting with Federico.
With Fico?
No, really, because we have so much to share.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know if he would listen to me. They wouldn't. I'm trying to get my son into his son's school, Columbus School.
See?
But we're on the waiting list, and obviously my kid's not school age yet. But they didn't accept us right away because I don't have the right contacts yet. But I think I'll get in there. So if I get in there,
talk to me. I'll help you.
I'll start rubbing elbows with the right people.
Right, right.
But I think it's definitely, because obviously we both benefit from people coming to this country, coming to Medellin.
And our economy grows. There's a lot of money coming in, coming out. That's good for the economy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But we also employ locals.
Right.
We also work with locals. Most of our friends are locals. My family are locals.
And they complain about
that. Well, we don't want to hurt them.
No.
We want to help them.
No,
we want to lift them up. And I think that the best way to do that is by supporting policies that are going to help people. Because the foreigners are going to pay whatever it is that you tell them and go wherever they tell them to, right? If we say, okay, Parquelleras and Provenza, this is a tourist area. Barrio Manila is a tourist area. Locals, if you have rentals there, that's where you can rent short term. Anywhere else, you cannot do short-term rentals. You have to do residential for our people.
Right.
To me, that's logical. And I own real estate here, and I put it on Airbnb. But I would be willing to comply with those laws if they were put into place. But they're not.
They should. That's why I'm saying we should have a meeting there. But you never know.
But I don't know. I don't know if the government would be okay with that, because they make so much money on IVA for all of these short-term rentals.
The taxes,
they make 19% sales tax
it's
from
a lot.
Airbnb and platforms that charge people.
Oh, they
daily.
make 19%.
19%.
Oh, I didn't
That's
know
why
that.
owning an Airbnb here is expensive, to maintain it. That's why it's very important to know what price you're buying at, make sure that it's a good deal, because your deal can be killed immediately just by putting it up on Airbnb. You're losing 3% from them, or 3.5%.
And then you have to get back 19.
IVA.
Oh my God, crazy.
So it's like almost 30% goes right out the window just by putting it up on a platform and paying the government. So that's whole other podcast that we'll have later. Do you think Medellin will continue to grow?
Oh yes, definitely.
Why?
Yes, I am very confident on the change of government. Very confident. I am extremely confident, and that's very good. And Colombia has become like it's very attractive. When I go out, I go to Panama, I go to Europe, and everybody, we became famous. We became famous, and not only famous because of the people who we are. We're happy how welcoming we are, but besides that, we have like Shakira, Maluma, Karol G. All these artists made us like be known in the world. When I went to school in the United States, believe me, they didn't know about Colombia. They would say Colombia, and they thought we were living in trees.
Yeah.
True.
Like riding
True.
donkeys. I mean,
True.
some parts they're still like riding donkeys, but most of the major
They didn't
cities
know.
are
They
developed.
wouldn't imagine what kind of a country, what kind of a city we are. We're modern. We've grown so much. We have so much. The government, the local government, has done so much for education. El Parque de Ciudad del Rio, like places for families. We've done a lot. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm in love with Medellin.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I love Medellin. Let's see. Do we have any questions here? Oh, how do you deal with veterans, like Army veterans or military veterans from the United States?
Not really. I understand that most of the veterans have some. There's a place here in Envigado where you guys go to and you come here with insurance. Veterans come here with insurance, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I cannot insure you. It depends on your age, and if you don't have any pre-existing, I can still insure you. It doesn't matter that you're a veteran. It
Okay.
doesn't make any, it's okay.
Yeah, LGS says, yes, we do. Yeah, so they have their own type of insurance.
Right,
And
right.
I know that there's a VA office.
Right. I was trying to come
here.
up with the VA office. There is
Yeah,
one.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. Okay, let's see. The housing, Miguel says the housing market has increased tremendously. Some simple 2 bedrooms are 300,000. Insane, but supply and demand. Yeah, and a lot of people have the misconception that foreigners are the cause of this housing market spike. But if you just educate yourself a little bit and do a little bit of investigation, you realize that it's fueled mostly by development. Because of the pandemic, development stopped for 3 years. But right after the right after the pandemic ended,
Right. It exploded. Like,
not only with foreigners, but with the Venezuelans that came in, we got 2.2 million into Medellin or
Exactly.
something. Sorry, into Colombia at that moment, and in Medellin, I think it was like over 200,000, almost overnight. So all of them need houses. They need to live somewhere or apartments. On top of that, a lot of Colombians from other cities that were affected by the pandemic tremendously saw Medellin as an opportunity, so we got an influx there. And then on top of that, you add the tourism that came down here, and development stopped completely, so supply and demand was like the big thing. And then developers were obviously not subsidized by the government during the pandemic, so a lot of them broke. The ones that did survive, they needed to make money, as much money as they could, and turn over profits immediately, so they didn't develop in lower income neighborhoods like in Medellin or in like Manrique. There was no development there for a couple of years. They started developing high-end, nice apartments out here where they can make more money and turn it over quickly and sell it quickly for a bigger profit. So that's what was happening like 2024. And then now,
that's a great explanation.
yeah,
Wow.
I do research.
Right. That's your business.
And it only takes a little bit of research to understand this. And then after that, now developers have started developing in those neighborhoods. And if
Conquistadores.
and a lot of people ask me, like, what should I invest in Medellin? I'm like, anything that you develop in Medellin, you will sell, because there's such a high demand. Not from foreigners. The demand from foreigners is minuscule compared to the demand from the locals. So you can go into any like Estrato 3, Estrato 4 neighborhood, buy an old house, put up a 4 or 5 story building, and that will sell out before you even build it. It'll sell out, guarantee.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because
you know
the
what I've
demand's so
heard,
high.
Andrew? I don't know if our viewers know. Prado, which is in downtown, that's a big opportunity there.
Yeah, they're going through like their own little gentrification there.
Right, it's
but it's
transformation.
It's a local gentrification.
I have a client who bought a home there, and he renovated it. I went to visit him because he brought his elderly mom to visit Medellin. He's in love with Medellin. He wanted his mom to see Medellin, and we went for lunch. And his house, he turned it all around. It's beautiful, vintage, and this is a nice neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah, it's becoming nice. Obviously, it's got like it's in downtown, so obviously it's going to be more dangerous around it.
Right.
But yeah, I lived near there and I loved it. You got those old colonial
Oh
houses.
my God, it's amazing. It's
Beautiful.
like antique. These are houses like of more 200 years.
Yeah, and you're like outside, they look small, like a little door, and then you walk in and it's like this giant
Wow,
property.
with
You're
big
like,
columns. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
with like a big tree in
Right,
the middle, like a
exactly.
hacienda style. Yeah, I love that.
Beautiful.
With a courtyard. Yeah.
Courtyard.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
What are the biggest healthcare mistakes that people make out here?
Being cheap.
Being cheap, not getting the
Thinking
health
you're never
insurance?
gonna get sick. I don't really need it. I don't. Some people have canceled and said, "Well, I've never used it," and I'm like, "Wow, lucky you. You'd never been sick, but you have something that's backing you, and you can go to sleep at night knowing that if something were to happen to you, you have insurance. What do? You pay out of pocket. You never know. You could be diagnosed. You can have an accident. Your preventive care. See, sometimes you feel healthy and you're okay, but have you checked yourself in all
have you been-
aspects?
yeah,
you
have you
know.
been to the
So
doctor
at
lately?
least be preventive, and this is a great policy for all your preventive and again for emergencies that I wish nobody has.
Yeah, agreed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jesse says, thank you so much for everything you've done helping me with my move to Medellin. Cheers. Jesse's from, he's in Southern California right now, but I helped him buy a property here in Envigado.
Oh,
A
nice.
lot of
I
people
love
are- A lot of people are
Envigado.
moving to Envigado. A lot of people are buying in Envigado.
That's one of my favorite places, Envigado. I lived in Envigado before. It's
Yeah.
amazing, very nice.
Yeah.
Jesse should contact me then.
Yeah, Jesse, if you don't have health insurance yet, make sure you contact her. Just message me. Okay, last questions, Angela. Is there anything that we missed about health insurance that you'd like to tell us? Or I think we've covered most of it, right?
I covered most of it, like again, diagnostics, unlimited, physical therapy. If you're in an emergency or an accident, if you're in pain, you got intoxicated, you call Suda Line and they'll send you a doctor to your home. It includes one
Really? To
dental.
your home?
Yes, it includes one dental cleaning per year. Suda does dental cleaning at the convenience of your living room if you want to. And you might say, how do they do that?
Yeah.
Well, they have like a mini van and they take, it's actually like they put like a mini dental office in your home and they'll do your cleaning. Or if you have like an accident or emergency for dental, any skin problem that you may have, eye doctor, absolutely everything. You just think about it, and any specialist you would need, you can see. Again, guys, remember you can enroll with a passport. Even if you're like, oh, but I'm planning on moving in 6 months, and I can tell you, you can start now.
Yeah.
Start your policy anytime, and it's
Okay.
Easy, very
Yeah.
easy to do.
Awesome. We've got a couple other questions. How do I get up with you if I want to buy a house down there? There's a link in the description below. You can click that link to our MedellinLivingRealEstate.com form. You fill it out, and then my team will reach back out to you immediately. What are the rules? This is from Ricky. What's up, Ricky? What are the rules to adding someone to your insurance policy in Medellin?
No rules. Well, okay. I understand what he's saying about the rules. Probably is if the person is your fiance, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, not wife, but you're not necessarily have to be married, and present a document of marriage. You can add your partner, you can add your children, you can add your mom, your dad, you can add the grandmother to your children. No, it's very, very wide, the possibilities.
Okay.
And there's some family discounts in our top plan in Global.
Okay. Jesse said, I did get my insurance through Angela. That's Jesse Lawson. I don't know if you know.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, there's so many clients. Sorry, Jesse.
Is medicine included?
Everything. Prescriptions, no. Like if they prescribe you an antibiotic or some type of pill that you need, it's not covered under our policy. Everything that happens in the emergency room, everything that happens in the hospital, you pay zero. But prescriptions, no. Prescriptions are covered though through EPS, government insurance, generic brands.
So it's good to have both then.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, that's good to know actually.
Yes.
Is dental care cheaper in Mexico or Colombia? I don't know.
I don't know about
I don't know what the
Mexico.
prices would be in Mexico. In Colombia, I know, for example, to do like 20 teeth, I think it was 20 veneers. I interviewed a dentist, and he was like a private dentist, was about $5,000, and that included your hotel. That was
Wow.
ridiculous.
Wow.
Like in the United States, that's like, I think it's like $1,000 per tooth
No
or something
way.
like that.
To-
Yeah, for
what?
veneers. Yeah, here for like 20 of them was $5,000, and that also included the hotel stay in Ciudad del Rio, because at the Ibis Hotel.
That's a
And-
nice hotel.
Yeah, and airport pickup and drop off.
Wow, they have that a lot here. A lot of
That's
doctors are
amazing.
doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dental here is very, very inexpensive. I don't know Mexico.
Oh, here's a good question. Do they offer elderly care? Example, like long-term care insurance. Like if you have like a nurse coming to your house.
Assisting.
Assisted living.
There is assisted living that Suda was promoting 2 years ago, but I have to check into that if that's still.
A thing?
Yes, I would
Okay.
have to check.
Yeah. Okay.
I will have to check.
How is Sabaneta? Is it ideal? Sabaneta's lovely.
I have so many friends that live there, even colleagues. They love Sabaneta, and in Christmas, oh my God, it's beautiful.
The best. It's like being in a small town, but you're
Right.
like driving distance from the city.
Everything is walking distance.
Yeah.
The church, everything is like un
Yeah.
pueblito, like a little town.
The only thing that I don't like, the con, I guess, of Sabaneta is that it was built as a small town, so the roads are very narrow. So
The
there's
traffic.
The traffic, it's horrible because now there's like
If you have a car, no.
a lot of people there. If you've got to commute, like if you've got to get in and out, it's terrible. Like for locals, like a
Yeah.
lot of locals relocated there during this crisis where rents have gone up. A lot of people moved to Sabaneta because there was new apartments for way cheaper than you can find like in Laureles.
Right.
But then they realized like now we have to commute into the city and it's like an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh my
of
God, the
commute
traffic,
time.
that's terrible.
Yeah. So that's the only one. How much would top insurance will be for a family of 4? No pre-existing condition, 4740, 2113. It's a good question.
I would love for that person to contact me because I would have to make a calculation when they're 4. Then internally there's a discount built into it. I don't mind quoting. I don't charge for a phone call, for a consultation. I love talking to my clients. So everybody, I just love what I do. So please reach out and I'll give you all that information with
Yeah.
no, you're not, you don't have to buy. It's okay.
Yeah, okay. That's great. CA8. There's a link in the description below to a form. That's Angela's form. So if you fill that out, she'll contact you via WhatsApp?
Immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Via WhatsApp
I'm
and
always
get your quote.
working 7:30 in the morning till 6 p.m. I have a great team, bilingual team too. So yeah, reach out to me and I'll prepare a proposal and give you an idea. Like if you're planning, hey, I'm planning on moving, I want to budget how much insurance would be. I'm budgeting housing. I'm budgeting this. I will also be more than happy to assist you. I do homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life, property, company. A lot of foreigners come here and open their own business. We have so many foreigners here, like are very creative and doing business in Colombia, and they do well.
Yeah, they do well. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
in the construction business, developers,
I
architects.
think if you know what you're doing, you can be successful anywhere.
Right.
And like you said, not being stingy and having the right people help you is key. I got a question for you. Why did you decide to come back and live here and not stay in the United States?
Because I wasn't happy in the United States.
Why?
I felt unhappy. Too much work, very lonely, and just work. No time for me. Even though I lived in an apartment which I had the beach right close to it, and I wouldn't have the time to enjoy. Here, I feel that I enjoy life more.
Yeah.
I enjoy. I can go out in the middle of the week and have dinner, have a cup of wine, and not worry about tomorrow. Oh my God! Or I just think I love the U.S. and I'm really thankful with everything that my family were able to accomplish. We grew as a family there, and we were able to have better opportunities. The United States has great opportunities, but then at the end you try to weigh what is more important for you. And for me, family, closeness, and being calm, and and just relaxing.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Mr. Delivery, thank you for the 99-cent dono. Miguel asks, how is the Spanish class going? Can you explain the setup? Did you know that I started a Spanish school out here?
No, I wonder. I have so many clients that need Spanish.
Yeah, so I started so I did research, and I noticed that there are no evening Spanish classes for foreigners.
Right.
They're all during the day. And most of my clients, and probably
are
your clients
digital.
too, yeah, they're digital nomads.
They have to work
during the day. They don't have time to take classes. So what they do is they take, one-on-one classes with tutors. But I know me as a learner, I'd learn better in a small group, like 5 to 6 people.
And being physically there, right?
Yeah,
okay.
That's how I learned French.
Me too.
I learned French here, and it was in that. And I was like, let's start a night school. And that's what we did. We started nomadspanishmedellin.com. And we teach classes from 5 to 7 p.m. and then a language exchange after.
And where is that at?
In Barrio Manila. Yeah.
Amazing.
With the
oh
same
my God.
teachers from Blink Spanish, which is like the best immersion school that offers daytime classes, but they weren't doing night classes. I'm like, what if I make this happen? And it's been going great. So
good for you.
Yeah, all you got to
Very
do
good.
is click on the link in the description to nomadspanishmedellin.com. If you're going to be in Medellin, you can even just take a class for a week to test it out. I think a week only costs like $85, and it's 40 hours.
Wow.
Of classes. Sorry, 40 hours I think is for the whole month. For the week, it would be 10 hours of classes, 5 to 7 p.m.
But that gives an idea of how the method,
Yeah,
how you teach, if you like it
exactly.
or not.
And before you even take a class, you take like the entrance exam, I guess, to place you, like the placement exam, because we don't want to put someone that's advanced with like a beginner. So
You have everything very organized. Wow.
I try. Oh, it's not me. I don't do the operations.
But
part.
you got the
I do the
idea.
marketing part.
You have
I'm
good
good
ideas.
at marketing. I'm not good at operations. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses.
You're like me. I'm more commercial. I don't like the.
I'd rather have someone that's really organized, and so that's why I partnered with the people at Blink, because they've been doing it for 10 years.
They have the
And I'm like,
experience.
you guys do the
They know the
operation.
know-how. They have
They have the know-how. Yeah.
Amazing.
And the credibility too. They've been around for
Remind
so long.
me to send you. I have many people
Yeah.
that come to me, many
like
clients.
I was even thinking of taking, because I know Spanish, but I'm fluent at Spanish, but I don't know like Spanish grammar. I never took classes.
because you grew up in the
I grew up
U.S.
speaking it, and
Oh
my
my
dad
God.
gave me like basic classes when I was a kid.
And grammar in Spanish is kind of
It's
complicated,
difficult, yeah.
like with the accent.
Yeah, well,
everything.
we're doing like the marketing, so we're doing like videos for the class, like with the teachers, and I'm like, sometimes I get distracted and I don't look at the camera, and I'm like learning. Well, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you don't say it like that? I've been saying this.
You
forever.
spell it with Z, not with his S or something like
Yeah.
that. That's funny.
Awesome. Okay, Ches says, "What are smart fit hours?" I don't know. You can look it up online.
That's a good gym.
I think they usually close at 10, and they open like at 6 in the morning. I think it also depends on the location. Time says, "Good stuff. I'm back in California for a few, sitting in a Jeep Wrangler with an In-N-Out triple." Oh my God. I'm so envious right now.
Oh my
You don't know
God.
what In-N-Out is, right?
No.
No, because that's only West Coast. You were on the East Coast.
What is that?
In-N-Out, I don't know. You guys have like Whataburger. You have like these famous burger spots. For us in the West Coast, In-N-Out is the spot. It's
Oh my God.
you ask somebody from like
Juicy?
California.
Is it a juicy burger?
It's juicy. It's fresh. Yeah.
I'm getting hungry
it's
now.
amazing. Yeah, I might have to get a burger.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you eat burgers out here?
Yeah.
What's your
I
favorite
go
burger?
to Chef Burger.
Chef Burger, that's a good
They're
one.
good.
Yeah, Chef
They're
Burger's
good.
good.
Which other one is?
Right here-
Lemon. In Lemon, there's one, Catalan.
Home Burger. Have you ever been to
No.
Home Burger's good, and also Office Burger. There's one here, and a Chum Burger, one that's called Chum Burger, which is really good.
Wow.
Chum Burger actually kind of reminds me of In-N-Out a little bit.
Isn't it because you feel that beef is really juicy
Yeah,
and
it's juicy. Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. All right, cool. Okay, anything else that we haven't covered, Angela, about you, about life in Medellin, about health insurance?
About Medellin, oh my God, I could talk so much about Medellin. But again, we have art, we have museums, we have great restaurants. You call me up for a restaurant and you don't have to buy insurance. I'll tell you where to
She's
go.
the restaurant queen.
I love going out for dinner and eating good food. And if you compare pricing, is like a third. Could I say it's still a
yeah.
third or half?
At least half.
At least a half. You have wine, you enjoy, you have all these nice restaurants that, believe me, I'm going to send you to a safe place.
Yeah.
to a safe place. And health, believe me, health here is like amazing, amazing. I love my policy. I've had it since I came here. I do everything through my policy. I stay healthy. As a matter of fact, I just went to my general doctor and said, I do like twice a year all my lab work, check all my minerals, all my blood, hormones, everything with her. Oh, and women, I need to do my mammogram. I need to do this. This is all under the policy.
Okay.
There's no problem with that. So all your preventive care, I'm so pro preventive care, health conscious, healthy eating. You'll find this in Medellin and in, I would say, entire Colombia. Bogota is also amazing.
Yeah.
You like Bogota, right?
I love going. There's not one city in Colombia that I've been to there I was like, I hated it. Oh, actually, there's one that I didn't like.
Which
I
one?
wouldn't say I hated it, but I did not like, and I would never go back to on purpose, or just not out of necessity. Is Buenaventura.
Ah, no.
Buenaventura is a port city.
Yeah.
It's ugly. It's dirty. I just didn't like
Cali
it.
is nice.
That's why I went, because I went to Cali, and then I went to Buenaventura to go to like the small islands and beach cities, like an hour away. You take a boat from there, and it's about an hour away, but you have to go through Buenaventura. And I was like, man, this actually feels like dangerous. Like when I went.
Yeah, and it looked ugly.
Yeah, I was just like, I didn't feel good there.
Right,
I was like, yeah, this is not cool. But then I went to like Quibdó. I loved Quibdó and Chocó. That's amazing.
Ay, Chocó. And you go see the whales. There's so many, guys, there's so much you can do in Colombia.
Yeah,
like tourism.
biodiversity.
Yeah, biodiversity. If you're an adventurer type and you want to, you just go anywhere, Cartagena or the costa, the beaches are beautiful. San Andres is amazing. Cali, you want to go dance salsa. People there are also very happy,
I have a friend actually that he's starting I didn't know this. He's starting a bird watching tour company.
In Cali or?
No, here.
Wow.
And I'm like, bird watching?
I want to do that. I love birds.
And he's like, yeah, Colombia is like the number 2 place for bird watching. Or, I mean, it might even be number 1, but I think he said number 2 place in the world for bird watching. People from all around the world come to Colombia to do photography of birds, to just look at birds. I'm like, I see them every day. He's like, yeah, all the birds that you see every day, that's super special because they don't exist anywhere else. Now that I walk around, I'm like, oh, there's a
now
red
you
bird.
became conscious
I'm like,
about
I
the
wonder
bird.
what that red bird is called. Oh, today I saw a yellow bird, like pure yellow.
Oh,
I was
beautiful.
I'm like, I wonder what that's called. So I might become a bird watcher or maybe do marketing for him. That'd be awesome.
And you know what else you also can do? Coffee.
Yeah.
We're great. I'm such a coffee person. I like the whole ritual about coffee. I do my own grinding on my coffee. And in Pereira, Eje Cafetero is beautiful. Beautiful. You can do a tour there. They take you to these coffee farms, etc. And Jardín Botánico. Have you been to Jardín Botánico?
I go there a lot, actually. Yeah,
Jardín Botánico is a place very famous. It's very old and antique, and we have orchids.
And they take care of it very well.
Butterfly, we have like a butterfly
nursery. Oh,
right.
I love that place. Yeah.
Yes, there's so much.
I just like to go and walk around.
You can even jog and walk and do exercise, so it's very nice. And the metro. You guys, if you see the metro in Medellin, we're such a proud paisas about our metro. We're the only city in Colombia that have metro. And you go into the metro, you will not see no garbage. It's so clean.
Yeah, it's actually safe.
It's safe.
Yeah,
Nobody
if it's rush hour, you could get pickpocketed if you're not careful.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
It's like everyone's like this.
Right.
But
isn't it clean? Nobody writes on the wall. Nothing.
Oh yeah, you'll get like arrested.
It's impeccable.
They treat people that like do graffiti on like the metro harder than someone that like steals at a store or something.
We're very protective of everything.
Of the metro. I'm like, man.
Yes,
that's crazy.
we're very protective.
Yeah.
We're very proud.
There was a gang of parrots screaming outside of my balcony. Yes, I think that's happened. That's like a rite of passage of living in Medellin.
Are you in? Yeah, we have some parrots.
Yeah,
where my daughter used to live. There was a couple like
guacamayas?
Like guacamayas that would fly close to her balcony, and we were like, "Wow, this is amazing! It's beautiful."
It's so funny how nature is. They're like the most beautiful looking bird, but they have the ugliest squawk. It's like, and you're like, oh my God, what's going on out there? Like, oh my God, this bird are beautiful giant birds.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah, we have a lot of nature. That's what's good about Colombia. aside from health insurance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
All right, Angela, thank you so much for being on. I think we learned a lot, both about health insurance and life in Medellin. Guys, if you need to get in touch with her, there's a link in the description below to a form. It's her form. She has access to it. Her team has access to it. As soon as you fill it out, somebody will get back to you within working hours, right?
Right,
Usually?
yeah. And please don't be shy. Any questions you might be...
Tell me all your medical history.
Don't be shy. Don't be like, oh, I didn't say this on our live, but you can ask me internally and I'll honestly will try to guide you best way. Always when you have me as your agent, I'm a keeper for life. Suit as a keeper for life. That's one thing. They're not going to throw you out because you use too much the policy. You've been hospitalized. Wow, this person is spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
Never, ever. The only way you'll be kicked out if you don't pay. Okay, if you miss your payment, you lost your policy. But you have me on top because I handle my accounts receivable. So like every week I'm like, hey Andrew, reminder, please pay your policy in case you don't have automatic debit. But you always have me to, be supervising everything that goes around my clients.
Okay.
Yeah.
916 Hella says, I'd love to take Angela to dinner. Are you single?
Who's that?
I don't, this guy, I know who he is. I don't know who he is in real life, but he's been on my lives forever. 916 Hella says, I'd love to take Angela to dinner. Are you single?
Yeah.
Fill out the form. Hey, look at, we're playing matchmaker.
Oh
here.
my God. Oh, that's a good business.
We could do a game show.
Why don't we open that business, you and me?
No.
No, you don't want to go into that.
Suda will never cover.
Yeah,
the
right, the wrong person.
Right,
if we match it with the wrong person, you never know.
We could do a game show, though. Maybe.
Very entertaining.
Yeah, that would be funny. All right, thank you so much for being on, Angela.
Bye, guys.
We'll do another live soon.
Yes.
Sometime this year. Or
we can talk on your investment with homeowners.
Homeowners insurance.
Right, protect your investment, everything. Yes, thank you so much, Andrew. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for being on. Again, her contact info is in the description below. I'll see you guys next Friday live or tomorrow because there will be a video like there is almost every day.
Nice. Thank you,
Ciao.
guys. Enjoy. Bye. Have a good night.